What you're looking at right now are the final grueling 10 minutes of what is easily my craziest and most physically demanding fitness project to date. The ultimate goal I'm chasing is to smash 1,000 push-ups in exactly 1 hour. Right now, you're watching me fight through the end of block 7, where the training format shifts into high gear using the EMOM method, which stands for every minute on the minute. Every single time the timer clips a new minute, I have to drop to the floor and deliver 14 clean push-ups. That adds up to a massive 420 push-ups in this 30-minute session alone. And as you can probably tell from the heavy breathing, the sweat, and the visible shaking in my arms, the fatigue is accumulating fast and it is seriously hurting right now. When I first mapped out this challenge, I knew that if it was going to be realistic, especially at 55 years old, I couldn't just pump out random volume without a calculated strategy. I had to engineer a progressive program that balances workload and intensity so my muscles and joints could actually survive. Let's take a quick look at how this entire program is actually put together, so you can understand the deeper logic behind it. The plan is built around 16 training blocks, which are distributed across 4 strategic phases. Every single block consists of 3 identical workouts, and since my goal is to train every third day, meaning 1 day of training, followed by 2 full days of pure rest, a single block typically takes about 9 days to complete. This also means that the entire journey toward 1,000 reps isn't just a quick 1-6-week project, but rather a long, steady haul over about 5 months. Let's break down the 4 phases so you can see the common thread. Phase 1 is the foundation. This covers the first 4 blocks. It's not about time or rushing at all. I perform traditional control sets, starting with 9 sets and sneaking up to 12 sets with exactly 25 reps in each set. The absolute most critical part here is a full 2-minute rest between every single set. I do this because the tendons in the elbows and shoulders need maximum recovery time to adapt to the heavy volume. In phase 2, we shift gears to density. This is where I am right now in block 7, running the EMOM method for 30 minutes straight. In block 5, I started out gently with 10 reps per minute, and here in block 7, I'm up to 14 reps every single minute. This pushes the muscle's ability to quickly flush out lactic acid. Phase 3 I call endurance. From blocks 9 to 12, we turn up the duration to a full 45 minutes, with the rep count creeping up to 16 reps per minute. This is where your static endurance and your core are truly put to the test. Phase 4 is the peak. In blocks 13 and 14, we hit the full hour of 60 minutes with 15 and 16 reps, but block 15 is a critical deload block. We cut the time down to 30 minutes to give the joints and muscles a well-deserved break, allowing the body to recover for the ultimate goal. And finally, block 16 is the test. 60 straight minutes of 17 reps per minute, landing at exactly 1,020 push-ups in a single hour. If you want to take on this challenge yourself, or just look at the blueprint, I've put a link in the description below where you can download my entire program completely for free. But I want to emphasize something incredibly important about how this program is built. It is designed around training every third day, meaning 1 day of work followed by 2 full days of recovery. However, that schedule is strictly a guideline, not a law. There is absolutely no way to accurately predict how my body will adapt to a crazy high volume stimulus like this over time. So, if a training day arrives and I feel completely depleted, or if my muscles are telling me I haven't fully recovered from the previous session, I will gladly wait an extra day or 2 before hitting the mat again. The most vital rule on this journey is not to follow the spreadsheet to the letter. In reality, that's how all training programs should be approached. You have to listen to your biology over the calendar. That being said, I always aim for that 72-hour rhythm, and it works out exactly that way about 95% of the time. But when you multiply the 16 blocks out with 3 identical workouts per block, we are looking at a grand timeline of nearly 150 days. That's 5 full months of intense, calculated movement, and sustaining that momentum requires a massive amount of mental discipline. When you push the body to this kind of volume, any underlying vulnerability is instantly exposed. For me, the primary bottleneck has been my wrists. The static load and repetitive impact of shifting my body weight hundreds of times a week puts an immense strain on the carpal bones and tendons. Because of that, heavy-duty wrist supports have become absolutely mandatory for every session. Furthermore, I have to step into my professional shoes every single day outside of training to meticulously massage, roll, and stretch my forearms and wrists to prevent a debilitating overuse injury from shutting the project down. Another structural piece of the puzzle is maintaining total body balance. Push-ups are pure push movement that heavily recruits the chest, anterior deltoids, and triceps. If I only focused on pushing, my shoulders would quickly round forward, collapsing my posture and causing severe impingement. To counter this, I dedicate my non-push-up days to heavy, deliberate pull exercises. I make sure to hit heavy dumbbell and barbell rows along with strict pull-ups, ensuring my upper back stays strong enough to pull my shoulders back and keep my kinetic chain completely balanced. I am almost halfway through the entire protocol now, and I want to be completely transparent with you guys. This is a far greater physical and mental mountain to climb than I ever anticipated when I first wrote the numbers down. If I have to give you a realistic assessment of my situation right now, I'd say I only give myself about a 25 to 30% chance of actually succeeding when the day comes to test the final 1000 rep hour. The volume ahead looks incredibly daunting. But despite the low odds, I am not stopping. I am going to give this every single ounce of energy I've got. Because whether I eventually hit a wall or miraculously cross the finish line in block 16, this journey is worth its weight in gold. The physical conditioning is transforming my body, and the mental grit required to stay the course is invaluable. When you guys download the program from the description below, I would genuinely love to get your thoughts on it. Look at the progressions, look at the block structure, and let me know what you think. Are there any experienced high-volume athletes or trainers watching who see elements we could optimize even further? Drop a comment below. I am incredibly open to your feedback, your expertise, and your insights. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing the sweat with me, and for following this journey. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next update, and go grab your copy of the guide. I'll see you all in the next block.